The baby was finally born, but his parents didn't know that the child's life was accompanied by an evil spirit. The boy had been born with different colored pupils. He called out for his mother before he was 5 months old. He didn't cry during injections. The boy's calmness scared his mother. At the age of 2 he could play with complex toys. Mom suspected she'd given birth to a genius. So when the boy was 5 she took him for an IQ test. The doctor said the boy had exceptional intelligence. A child prodigy as they say, but at the same time he showed an indifference to life. Soon the boy was 8 years old. One day his parents went out on a date. The boy was left alone with his nanny. Before bedtime the nanny played hide and seek with him, but the boy suddenly covered his ears. The shadows on the floor slowly lengthened. Then the boy turns out the light bulb in the basement. Soon the nanny came to the basement to look for the boy. The light bulb didn't work. She had to walk down the stairs in the dark. The mom asked the boy about the accident, but he said with wide eyes that he didn't know anything about it. Naturally, the mother didn't suspect a thing. Late at night, she went into the boy's room and found him having a nightmare. He was muttering a strange and unfamiliar language, something she had never heard before. Mom thought it was strange, so she picked up a tape recorder and recorded his dreams. When the boy woke up, Mom comforted him, but the boy said,
"It wasn't a bad dream, it was a good dream."
And here's the scary part. The next day, the boy saw his favorite girl in class with other students. He came to them.
"I want to work with Haley." "Sorry, we already made our plan."
And the boy's eyes got weird. He went to the utility room and returned to class with a wrench.
Dash!
The doctor asked him why he was hurting his classmates. The boy said it was the only way he could protect himself. The doctor asked if someone was threatening him. The boy became frightened.
"I'm afraid to tell you. I don't want anyone to get in trouble."
Get who in trouble?
"The person who's been hurting me."
Late at night, Mom tucks the boy in. She turns to leave when she hears the boy talking in his sleep. The mother is surprised. She went up to observe.
What is it? What happened? What happened? Where?
He's in here. He's inside here.
At the same time, the doctor who heard the recording immediately called the mother. Another doctor told her it was a Hungarian dialect. It's spoken by less than 400,000 people in the world. And he translated it.
Listen, shut up, you filthy whore. Stop crying or I'll cut your eyes out. I'm going to watch you die.
The doctor thought there was a bad spirit possessing the boy. That's why he's behaving strangely. And the boy is fighting the intruder with his own soul. Two souls can't coexist. Once the intruder takes over the body, the boy's soul will be assimilated. But Mom thought the doctor was full of shit and left in anger. At dinner, the boy reached out to his mother and asked her to play a game of staring. Mom didn't think much of it at first, but when she started to look the boy in the eye, something strange began to happen. The boy held his mother's hand. Mom smiles at first, but soon the smile disappeared. She realized that the boy had a strange look in his eyes and was humming a strange song. And the boy's touch on her fingers felt more like a strange man's. And he pinched her. Mom reached back in a panic.
I don't like it when you touch me like that, Miles.
Then the boy started humming again. He said his mom taught him the song, but the woman had never heard the song before. Looking at the strange boy in front of her, Mom was scared. She got up and left the table. At night she went to the boy's room to urge him to go to bed, but what she saw was... But in a flash the boy was back to normal. Was it just a hallucination? But soon the horror began again. Late at night the boy hid in the tool shed and sharpened a pair of scissors. The next morning, the father realized the dog was gone. He drove the boy to look for him, but he found nothing. Instead, the boy's words infuriated him.
"When a dog knows it's gonna die, it doesn't come home. Even you. You're gonna die."
Then the dad found a camera in the house. It was obvious that someone was watching them. Dad was furious. He found the boy and asked him if he did it, but the boy was too scared. He couldn't say a word. At night the boy came to sleep with his mom. Look at his mom's face. It's her son lying behind her, but she's too nervous to breathe. Then she noticed a lot of flies on the door. She followed the flies to the basement and opened the boards that were sealed. The dog's body suddenly appeared. Apparently he'd been tortured and killed. As to who did it, the mother finally realized that the boy was really possessed, so she took him to the doctor. The doctor said he could use hypnosis to talk to the invading spirit, and as the hypnosis progressed, a male figure appeared. He was a murderer. After being shot by the police, his spirit took over the boy. He threatened the doctor. "I've taken the sleeping pills in your medicine cabinet and got the hairs in the toilet with your DNA. If I fall asleep here, then he'll accuse you of preying on minors to the police." With these two pieces of evidence,
Who will they believe?
the doctor was scared to hear what he had to say. The murderer asked him to lie to the boy's mother, to tell her that there was no other soul inside the boy. The doctor had to do it, but after the boy and the mother were taken away, he saw a scratch on the couch. It looked like some kind of writing. It was obviously left there by the boy's residual consciousness. He recorded the writing and called the boy's mother to tell her the truth. Told her to check the text on her computer to avoid the boy being manipulated by the killer. It turns out it's information about the killer. Like the boy, he also has pupils. And more importantly, what this maniac really wants. The ghost of this murderer possessed the boy after his death. It turns out that the survivor who escaped from him gave the police a clue. That's how the killer was killed by the police. and his spirit has been collecting information about the survivor after he took over the boy. Looking at the information in front of her, Mom finally realized the murderer's ultimate goal.
He wants you dead.
Meanwhile, Dad was driving the boy to the mental hospital, but suddenly his seatbelt snapped. The boy raised the scissors and stabbed his father. The car went out of control. Mom rushed to the hospital. She looked at her husband who was seriously injured in the accident. She was devastated. The frightened boy hugged the woman tightly, but the woman didn't dare to embrace him. But the woman doesn't dare to embrace him because she doesn't know if she's dealing with her own child or a murderous demon. The only thing she could do now was to think of something crazy. She bought a pistol. Then she made the boy drink a sleeping pill to put him to sleep. Then she took a long drive to find the survivor. That's right. She wanted to kill this woman to fulfill a maniac's wish, in exchange for him leaving the boy's body. But she soon realized the woman's right hand was a set of iron hooks. It had obviously been cut off by the killer. The mother felt sorry for him. The woman then reveals that she has a son. He's a sophomore. That's what she heard. Mom was shocked. Then she became ashamed. They were both mothers. She tried to kill another mom to save her son, but in the end she raised the gun. The woman was terrified and begging. The mother was in agony.
Yes.
She puts the gun down, but suddenly the boy appears with a knife. He's now in the hands of the killer. He rushes up and attacks the woman. Soon the woman is dead, and the maniac slips away. The mother runs out to catch up with him. Eventually she finds the boy on his knees, but it was clear that the killer hadn't left his body.
You got what you came for. Let me have my son.
But the madman said he was sorry. Your son's soul is dead. I've been playing along. Now I'm the owner of this body. The angry mom raises her pistol.
You cannot have his body!
A shot rang out. The murderer falls to the ground and suddenly opens his eyes. But Mom was shot and fell to the ground. It turns out that an old man saw the mom shooting at the boy and shot her dead. The maniac ran towards the grandfather. He played the part of the frightened boy pretending to be scared, and the dying mom couldn't say another word. At the end of the story, the murderer is adopted by a family and lives happily ever after. He will continue his acting career as a boy.